What's up, guys? Back in 2012, I bought my first home. It was a modular home, a brand new one actually, and I financed that thing for $72,000. I remember I paid out the door, taxes included, set up on a chunk of land, $90,000, if you can believe that. Three bedroom, two bath, like I said, double wide modular home. It was a great home, awesome. It was honestly, like a castle for a bachelor. I was living at my parents' place the previous year, and going from that and then coming from a college dorm to that house, I felt like I had won the freaking lottery. It was amazing. And the payments I believe at the time were like $1,000 a month, and I couldn't even tell you what my interest rate was. I was so dumb at the time. It's like, okay, $1,000 a month to be in this house, sweet, whatever. So fast forward to 2015, 2016, I had checked my balance, and I realized that I had paid enough ahead of my house because I'd pay like a couple extra thousand here and there. I realized that if I could make a $30,000 principal payment, that I could have my house paid off and have no mortgage. So I did that. I moved around some funds that I'd saved up for my emergency fund. Probably wasn't the smartest thing because I kind of spent all the money I think I had at the time. But I paid off my mortgage and I didn't have that monthly $1,000 bill anymore. And it was awesome. It was like the best thing that you could ever imagine. In my mind, my house wasn't perfect. Like, don't get me wrong, and it was no place that you'd probably want to raise a family, at least a very large one. But I had it paid off, and it was mine. There's something about having a paid off mortgage. When you go to work, you do your job so much better. You don't fret over stuff. You don't worry about layoffs because it's like if I get laid off, whatever. I don't have a mortgage, and at that point, I had my Ford F-150 paid off too. So really, I was only paying like $600 a month, $500 a month maybe for like your standard stuff like internet, electricity, cell phone bill. It was like the most freeing thing you could ever imagine. So I had no mortgage payment from 2016 to till about 2021. In 2016, I did get married, and we decided to have a family. And there were some different circumstances which we had to move. We had to sell that house off that chunk of land, and we decided to build. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my new house. It's an amazing place. It's a great little chunk of acreage to raise some kids, let them play in the backyard, and I don't regret going through the process of building a home. I don't regret like upgrading because it was a much needed upgrade, especially in the wintertime because my modular home. Don't ever put a modular home on just flat ground if you live in a place where it's cold. I live in North Dakota. When it gets to be -40, your pipes freeze up like crazy. Like I had to have space heaters running underneath my modular home just to keep everything on thawed. So if you're gonna get a modular home, put it on a basement. Anyways, I so in 2021 we built our house and I got a mortgage again. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like I mentioned before, my house is awesome. Like I love my house. It's not perfect either. We didn't build the most expensive thing. We got the cheapest backsplash we could get. We got the cheapest tile in the bathroom. We just basically wanted, a decent home, nothing too luxurious. So it does change you guys when you get that mortgage. And I know like from those 5 years till we got that, I was living free with no mortgage. I was a different person at work. And like I said, I was way more competent. I was way more focused. And I think I've gotten smarter at my job throughout the years and stuff. But there's a different mindset mentality. I'm telling you, there's something like I want to have my house, this house that I'm living in right now. I want to have it paid off as soon as possible to feel that freedom again. And it's going to be a few years. I'm doing the bi-monthly payments, so that helps get you some extra principal. I am paying extra towards principal. I've got it down to about a 15 year. I had financed for a 30, just because of the fact, like, in case a guy does get laid off, you do fall upon hard times, you have a kid that's got some medical bills or something like that. I thought it was actually the smarter approach to go with 30-year mortgage versus the 15, but I'm paying ahead to do the 15. So, given the option of having the mortgage or not having the mortgage, I definitely would pick not having the mortgage. I know some people want to keep their mortgage around because of the standard deduction. To me, that's not worth it. I mean, the standard deduction is a nice little cherry on top of having a mortgage, but it's not anything to keep a mortgage around for, in my opinion. So, do I regret paying off my first mortgage? Absolutely not. Do I regret getting a mortgage on my new house? Yes and no. I regret, you know, I really I really don't regret like the home that we got, because honestly with interest rates now, I probably couldn't afford this house anymore. Like if I was to refinance it, I don't know if I would do the deal again. So I'm thankful for the mortgage in that aspect, but the fact that I do have to pay another 15 years, it does something to you. It makes you more scared about getting laid off. Like especially like, given work environments, like there's periods of time, like if you work in corporate America, you know how it is. There's layoffs. And you think about it like, oh, is there going to be a taxi coming for me? And then what am I going to do? I got to start over somewhere else. And you just don't worry about that when you don't have a mortgage, because it's like, I'll make $600 to pay the utility bill somewhere else. Like I told myself back when I had my old house, like if I get laid off, I'll work at the gas station if I have to get by. It's not a big deal. So guys, having a mortgage can be a blessing, but it can also be a curse. Just make sure it's not like more than 25% of your monthly income, because that's when it really starts to hurt. I know I hear horror stories of people that it's over 50%, and I don't know how they even sleep at night. And if that's you in your situation, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to offend you by saying that. I wouldn't want to be in those shoes. And so that's why I think if you can do the no mortgage thing, even if it means that you're downscaling your lifestyle, and you might not go on vacations for a few years, if you can have the comfort of that paid off house, I think you'll find that you're a better employee, you're just a better all person, and you're honestly probably going to be like even like less stressed around your family, and just better to be around as a person. And I know that's not realistic for a lot of people, but I just want you to think about what you're spending your money on, and what's important to you. If it's more important to you to have a really luxurious house, and you're cool with paying for it for 30 years or something like that, do it. Like chances are you're going to come out ahead on it, because it's going to appreciate so much anyways. The older I've got, I'm 33 now. I just want to minimize my debt, because debt to me is risk. I don't want to have any car payments. I don't want to have a mortgage of any kind on any property. I don't want to have rentals. I don't want to have any of that stuff. I just want to have all of my stuff actually paid for. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, guys. Just talk about mortgages, and it's up to you. I mean, personal finance is personal for a reason. Like I said, if you want to have a mortgage, go for it. If you want to dumb down your lifestyle a little bit, live a little bit more comfortably, have a little bit more money in the bank, that's perfectly awesome too. So anyways, guys, if you got some value out of today's video, leave me a like. This is kind of a startup YouTube channel. That would really help me out a lot. If you want to leave any comments, just let me know. I'll try to respond to as many as I possibly can. And with that, hope you have a great night.